Hey you guys, Lisa Winston. It's Saturday night and I'm still sitting here in my office trying to work. I'll be working late, but I promised you guys a second Facebook Live today. And this one was about feeling into the energy and karmic relationships. And I told you guys about what my experience that just happened with this person, for like 2 weeks. And I really did some research about karmic relationships and I realized that my daughter's dad was hey Ralph, how you doing? Was a karmic relationship, had a lot of drama, trauma, pain, and suffering. And so karmic relationships can be soulmate relationships or they cannot be soulmate relationships. They always come to you for your growth, right? You two have a contract together that you're going to come together in this space and time and that you're going to resolve something, right? And so this thing that came to me, I swear to God, you guys, I'm like so on the fast track. I mean, there's stuff happening to me. I feel like just like in the last 2 or 3 months that it's been 10 years. I'm not kidding. There's so many lessons that have come to me. So I want to share again in real time, you guys, if this happens to you, you get to feel into it. I'm just sharing my experience and what I've learned because I'm a whole lot different, than I was a couple of years ago. I was very unconscious then, Now I'm very conscious. And now even when I suffer, it's very, very short-lived, right? I get to choose whether I want to suffer or not, and I get to feel into what the situation is. So anyway, if you meet somebody, you guys, and there are a couple of things with karmic relationships that you can look for that are very big determining factors. Number one is you have this very strong intuitive hit, like this connection, like you've known each other and you've never even seen each other before and you've met some weird connection, right? Then there are all kinds of other aspects to it as well. There's like this crazy intense attraction where you want to just, be inside of each other, and I'm not talking sexual necessarily, but sexually necessarily, although that can happen too. But like you're just like you have this almost addictive kind of feeling towards the person, this connection that's so strong it can't be denied. You have trouble, you go in and out. That's what happened with me and this. Hey, Danny, I know you. Aren't you sitting outside in the living room? Anyway, I had this attraction with this guy, or I had this happen with this guy where like we'd talk, we'd get together, right? And then all of a sudden we'd like all of a sudden this trauma happened, and all this swirling would happen inside of me, this anxiety and this feeling and craziness. It would get all switched around, and then we'd like say, that's it, and then we'd come back again. So it's really hard to leave a karmic relationship because there's something that needs to be resolved, and because the attraction is so intense. But on top of that, which I wish I would have known this years ago, right? But I may not have had my daughter if I did that. So I'm glad I have my daughter because she's a blessing. But also, there's an intense energy around the relationship as well. Relationship, quote unquote, it can be just very brief. But there's this intense energy, you guys, that's it can be negative or positive. There's just this thing that happens. And for me as a coach, right, and I've done all this work, I've done so much work. You guys know how much work I've done, right? And yet I was feeling like a little girl, like a victim, like unsure. I was going into these places of like, holy shit, what's happening to me? It's like and then I get apologetic, and then I'd be like, oh my God. And you've seen a couple of my collapses too, right? Where I had I'm telling you guys, I'm on the fast track. Like if stuff happens to you even faster and faster and faster, not only are the energies intensifying, but you're probably here like I am to do something much bigger than sit behind a computer on my ass all day for 12 hours a day. So things are, so I'm jumping into whatever I'm called to, and I get to learn. But this time, you guys, I had experience today. This relationship, this person came back to me again for like a third time. We were like, we're not going to do this again. This is bullshit. This is weird. There's weird things. This isn't working out. This is crazy. And all of a sudden we started talking again, and we had this crazy ass encounter again today. And I was sitting there and I was feeling so weird. I was like, wait a minute. I feel violated. I feel like I was totally being unaccepted. I was being told that, that I wasn't, that I was insecure, and I had a very vulnerable moment, and I'm like, what the F are you talking about, right? I want a relationship where somebody acknowledges that I, have moments that I'm human, that I'm insecure sometimes, that I have weak moments. I want somebody to say, I'm really sorry having a bad moment right now, but I embrace you and I hold you in that space because, you're human, right? And so I had such clarity today. It was beautiful, whereas years ago, I would be in those relationships and just live that drama for, 7, 8, 15 years, right? With people that I was with, my marriages and my 15-year relationship. And I thought that was normal. I just thought, we were just working through something, or we just had a bad communication or whatever it was. A lot of them were karmic, and I stayed, trying to think that they would change, or I would change them, or, I would change or whatever. And all I did was I got sick from it. So today it was really clear. I mean, again, this person, got a hit that actually we were lovers in another lifetime, um, and that he died. He was killed. He was taken away from me. So there's abandonment issues. So we push each other away, right? Because he's abandoned me and he knows that he's left and he doesn't want to leave. So this is really crazy stuff, you guys. You know, I'm an intuitive. I'm not a psychic. I don't know, a lot about past lifetimes, and I don't delve into them a lot. I believe they exist, but I don't like to focus there. But my God, the stuff that's happening is undeniable. It's crazy. It's supernatural. It's like, it's just the perfect, example again of a karmic relationship. And although it says that you can have a karmic relationship that goes into a soul relationship, a lot of them for just for a reason and a season, just to clear things. They're very dramatic. They can be very traumatic. They can be abusive. And so this guy was kind of a narcissist too, right? Been there, done that. Okay. So for me, it was like, yeah, I have these feelings for him. I know it's, karmic. I know there's a deep connection. I'll probably always love this person, and maybe we'll work it out in, future lifetimes together or whatever. But guess what? I have now learned to step into my knowing. Number one, I don't get to be treated like shit, right? And I don't welcome narcissists in my life anymore. And guess what? I am a goddess. And guess what? I am a human, and I get to have human moments. And if I don't have somebody who's going to say to me, hey, I'm really sorry you're having a bad day. That sucks. Let me hold you, or, let me hear about it. Guess what? That person doesn't get to be in my life. Nobody gets to judge me for who I am. And then that person judged me for not doing the work. Are you effing out of your mind? Do you know how much work I've done and I continue to do? Yeah, kick that shit to the curb. So guess what? I chose against this karmic relationship. Hey girl, it was like, I can go there, you can go there and you can try to resolve whatever it is that needs to be resolved or gets to be resolved. But do you want to bring that back into your life, that trauma? Guess what? I've had that. I'm not going that way. I'm going forward, right? So whatever it was, maybe just in me recognizing that and saying, no, that's the old stuff. Guess what? Bye-bye. You get to go and I get to move forward. Love you, but I'm not going to do that anymore. So, hey, Beth, how you doing? Oh, gosh, that's a good question. What do you do if it's family? Well, we could have a whole conversation about that, couldn't we now? That's a little bit more difficult, and you can have karmic relationships with siblings, you probably can have them with pets. I don't know. You can have them with anybody, friends, it doesn't have to be a spouse or a lover or anything like that. You and I could have a conversation. You could PM me and we actually have a talk, and I could support you and walk you through that if you'd like. I would love to do that for you, because I think that gets a little actually, I have a client who is experiencing something very similar. And just to let you know, number one, I'm just going to say this for you, Beth, is that you are responsible for you, right? And you don't get to be like a battering ram for anybody, not even your family, right? I mean, they get to respect you, and you get to stand in your power, and you get to stand in your truth with love, right? Because we all have these patterns and these habits where we go back with our family like we're little children, and we allow the same patterns to repeat. And it's bullshit when you're an adult. That's just not okay. It's not okay. So again, you get to stand in your power, stand in your truth with love. You get to speak your truth. That's not okay what's happening, right? And then you get to remember, you are not responsible for them. They are responsible for themselves and their actions and their reactions. And you're responsible for yours. And number two, you can't fix everything. Right? We can't change other people. So I just kind of put people in God's hands, because, that's what it's all about. Like this dude that I was, had this karmic thing with briefly. It was like, I put him in God's hands because it's God's work. It's not my work. I did what I needed to do, and I showed up, and now I'm on to the next thing. So yeah, PM me, and maybe we can talk in the next couple of days. Again, I'd love to support you with that, because that gets a little bit challenging, but it really does apply. Remember, we create boundaries. You get to create boundaries with your family. Right? We're so not used to doing that. And that's okay. That's healthy. Family, kids, boundaries, guys. Okay? So sun's going down here. Hopefully you can still see me. All right. So, you're welcome. Yeah, that's my pleasure to support you. Absolutely. Been there, done that. Get that. All right, you guys. So remember, karmic relationships. If it's something that is intense, the attraction is almost addictive, can be very abusive, or can be very confusing, or there's this instantaneous attraction where you go back and forth and you're like nutsoid, schizoid. Like I was starting to think, oh my God, am I like a bipolar? I mean, what's happening, right? No, you guys. But again, is it something you want to take a ride? Maybe it's not that. Maybe it's not abusive. Maybe it's just something that needs to be resolved. But if somebody's putting you down in any relationship. They're not supporting you. They're not accepting you. They're not loving you. They're not listening to you. They're demanding. They're controlling. Any of that stuff, you guys, kick it to the curb. That is trauma drama. And I did that for a short time till I got what it was and what was happening. I'm out. You know, whereas I'd stay for 15 years, now it's like maybe a day, maybe a week. I'm out. I'm on to better things. And I'm grateful for that meeting, and I'm grateful for whatever, a spirit had in that. I don't know in the greater scheme of things what that means. You know, there's something that happens. All meetings are for a reason and a season. So, I always go with it. So anyway, be super aware, you guys, because the energies are crazy intense and they're throwing us stuff. Our wounds are coming up. The light's being shed on the planet, right? The darkness comes up in the light. Yours and everybody else's too. Right? So just walk one day at a time, get support, get help, get accountability. I'm here if you need to talk to me. I'm coaching a lot of people through their stuff, and then I get support for my stuff too. That's what we do. We're all walking this together. Okay? All right, you guys. So I'm going to go because I have lots and lots of work to do tonight and tomorrow, and I'm going to keep plugging away. Hey, tomorrow's supposed to be 99 and Monday 101 here. Woohoo! Stay cool, you guys. Stay hydrated, especially if you don't have AC. Okay? All right. Love you guys so much. Beth, PM me and we'll pick a time to chat whenever it's convenient for both of us. And anybody else that needs support, reach out as well. Okay? Also, my email is thebeautyofauthenticity@gmail.com. You know where I am. All right, you guys. I love you so much. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening. And thanks for joining me, Beth and Ralph and Danny and Srilatha. I can't hardly say your name. Sorry. Okay. All right, you guys. Good night. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye now.